So continuing on my saga, I have 3 fuel tanks, all for a 1992 Chevy Camaro. This one's rusted out. It's a factory tank. I need to replace it. So I ordered this one from Spectra Premium, only to find out 2 things. One, the filler cap. This is actually just a little bit smaller. You can see the gap, and it's, I don't know, at least a couple millimeters over 1/16 of an inch, maybe even up to 1/8 of an inch. Anyways, the factory cap and the factory style cap that you can get do not fit inside of this filler neck. It doesn't fit for this other one that I bought after I found a problem with this one, which is from Eckler's. In addition to that, and the real deal breaker is the way that these filler necks are oriented, how it's twisted counterclockwise here. This one's bad, so is this one, and they do not have, they're not nearly where they should be in relation to the factory tank. Now this becomes a real problem because when you install it, it'll go through here, and this will be off to the one side, and then when you go to put this in place, when you go to put this in place, it doesn't line up, and that becomes a real issue because I don't want to get in there and just grab a hold of that thing and start to bend it. And even if I did, since it's now oriented like this, the filler neck's going to be going off to this side. So this is a real problem, and I've talked with both manufacturers, and there is a high failure rate on this one. I talked with Eckler's a few minutes ago. They said out of 10, they've had 3 of them returned. 33%? That's pretty awful. I also talked with people from Rock Auto, and they've had the same problem with the Spectra tanks. So my thought is that somebody copied the design, and then they didn't quite get it right, and then somebody, instead of trying to get a hold of an original tank, copied the design for somebody else. That's the only way that I can explain it. And it would be much easier to just go and get a non-OEM tank, cheaper, and then copy the design if that's what you're going to do. But here we are in this problem. And I can guarantee you that I'm not the only Camaro owner that's run into this, or Firebird for that matter. All of the 3rd generation Camaros and Firebirds are going to have this issue. And I went through looking for the OEM tanks, and I assure you there are none left in the country. We talked with all sorts of people. I don't know. So in this case, we have to do what we've done on a lot of other different types of aftermarket parts that won't fit. If you can't find another one that fits, you got to modify it, and I'm really not happy about that. So basically my options are this. I already have an RMA number for this tank, so it's going back. I just talked with Eckler's. Realistically, these are manufactured in Canada, and these are manufactured in Taiwan, and since they're going to get shipped over, I'm sure, and order 10 at a time, I couldn't get one of these in a month if I'm lucky to get it repaired. So this really, it frustrates me, the fact that I can't get the right filler cap. And what I'm really concerned with is when one of these caps get old, like this one, basically the seals start to crack, and then they won't pass emissions if you're in emissions state. So with that being a problem, what happens if I go to order another one of these? Because when I ordered a filler cap, it came back just like this. It was just like this, and it will not fit in this new tank. So I'm wondering, if I put this in, am I going to have a problem down the road if I have to replace the filler cap, that I can't get the right one? And again, that's going to be a real deal breaker. I do not want to have to pull this tank out for that reason. So I could potentially, and I don't want to, I could cut this one off and reuse it. I don't want to do that, right? I mean, it's just a bad situation. So because I've already had this car sitting down a month because of this issue, I think what I'm going to end up doing is, I've got a friend who's a TIG welder, and I'm just going to end up cutting this right here and then reorienting it so it'll fit. And I don't see that I have any other choice. And any of you other Camaro owners, I'm trying to get this resolved for you guys. I'm talking with the right people. I'll be documenting all this and giving it to the people that basically are responsible for this, and maybe we can get it corrected. But I don't know how many tanks there are. I would be willing to bet there's at least 100 of them out there that are already manufactured and have this problem. So anyhow, we're working on it.